So I've been pretty blessed to be able to travel a good amount of the world. I've been to a lot of Europe. I don't even know, 20 countries. Canada, America. Obviously, I've been all over America. South America, Mexico. I was just in Peru, Colombia, and I don't say any of these things to like brag or boast, but I've seen a good amount of the world. And I also come from a war-torn country called Bosnia, where I was growing up. We unfortunately had a war. I don't remember a lot of things from it, but I do know that a lot of my family members were traumatized. My uncle even went into a building with 35 people, and he's one of three that came out. I mean, my uncle, a lot of my uncles were in that war. Our families are all separated, and then like obviously the conditions weren't the best, right? So I come from all these experiences, and I'm beyond happy and grateful that I got to experience all those things, and I would change absolutely nothing. Even when I go to these countries, I was in Nicaragua a few years ago, and these people are living in a house. It's literally a stick with aluminum foil. I mean, it's multiple sticks, but aluminum foil, and that's their house. So what I've gotten to learn from traveling, and I've been blessed. I used to live in Los Angeles, California. I was like a few minutes away from Calabasas. The place I stayed at, every single person had an exotic car. Like no one drove a Honda Civic. Everyone had a Rolls. The Game, the rapper, he was one of my neighbors. It was like 5 doors down from me. He had a place there. But he had like 7 cars. So there's multiple people that like, oh, the Game has 7. Oh, I need to get 7. So like the whole garage was crazy. I've been to a lot of like great places. Here in San Diego, I live in a pretty great place. It's a penthouse in a beautiful high-rise. I want to say one of the most beautiful buildings in downtown San Diego, and I'm the first tenant here. So I'm very blessed. But I also understand that when you travel the world to these less fortunate places, there is no Lamborghini, there's no Urus, there's no penthouses, and some of these people are honestly very happy. They understand that the bare minimums of just food and water means so much. And I think the best experience in life, in actual human life, the best single experience you can have is having that grounding of, hey, I'm so beyond happy that I can just turn on my tap water and drink it without getting sick, as in some of these countries you can't. I'm so happy that we're not run by a dictator, regardless of your political views, that we're not run by a dictator that shuts off my power randomly because a riot is breaking out, right? We don't have that in America. That's not possible. I'm so happy that, I can walk down the street without getting my head chopped off, just because in some countries that I've been to, that's a normal thing. Or that they drug you, or all these things. Like, I'm happy. I mean, all these things can happen in America, obviously, but it's not very common, right? I don't know the last time I heard someone getting their head chopped off in the street. But I'm saying all these things because, like, all these little things, like just drinking out of tap water, is having that grounding. That makes you such an elite human being. From an energy standpoint, from a giving standpoint, from a communication standpoint. And again, I'm not saying any of this to like brag or boast, but I know I have a different aura when I walk into rooms. I know my energy is different than most people, just because I understand that the world, and I don't want to like make this sound bad, but it can be a terrible, terrible, terrible place filled with evil. At the same time, I also understand how beautiful this world can be. I understand that people can be amazing. People move other people. They move mountains with other people. I have some of the best friends that I could ever hope for. And I'm very blessed to have those. And I think it's rare. But like those are things that I think having the yin and yang, there's no light without dark, understanding how dark is, and understanding that the light at the end of the tunnel or the light that comes out is always used like beautiful. Regardless of your religious views, if you believe in a God, you also have to believe that there's a devil, right? There's always a pro and con, vice and versa. And if you understand that there's both, and then that you can kind of walk through life understanding how amazing it is that we don't have certain problems, right? If you even don't have health problems, you just woke up today with no health problems, how blessed are we? There's so many people in the world that just have health problems and they cannot get health care. Even in Bosnia, where I come from, like the health system's not great. It's not expensive, but it's not great, right? So if you get sick, you're just sick. Here in America, if you get sick, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix yourself, but you can fix yourself, right? So every country has goods and pros, or cons and pros. Man, I cannot speak. But all these things matter, right? So these are all super important things. But if you have the yin and yang and you understand there's no dark or there's no light without dark, you understand that being super humble. And then when you get to drive that Lambo or you get to live in that penthouse, you're just thinking about things differently and operating differently than most people because you understand that that's not normal. And then you have just so much gratitude that the universe or God or whatever you believe in will give it back to you so much more because of how much you appreciate it every single day. I still, to this day, I've lived here for a little over a year. I walk around like, this is crazy. I've stayed in, 20, $30 million homes. I'm walking around like, this is nuts. Even I stayed at some of them by myself. I'm like, this is just unbelievable. How did I get so lucky? I even say something to myself quite often, and it always helps, but it's, how can it even get any better than this? And it always somehow does. It's crazy. But I always tell myself, how can it get better than this? Or wow, this is, even my own place. I look at my lights, I'm like, these lights are just so cool. But if you have this understanding of like how cool just a light is, how cool all these little things are, how cool is it that I can just go to the grocery store and get food without looking at prices, right? There's people that struggle to eat, and that's cliche and whatever, but it is true. Go to some of these countries, you'll see. But like having that ability to think about the yin and yang, that's what makes you a very, very rare human being on this planet, is being able to have both. When you have both, you're unstoppable, and the universe will reward you with absolutely everything you've ever wanted in life, like it has me. So, hope this video helps. My little rant helped. I don't do these too often, and I don't love doing content, but I do know that I've had enough life experiences where I can help other people, and that's why I'm doing this. So, hope you got some value out of it. If you did, message me. It means the world to me. If you didn't, don't message me. I will get my feelings hurt. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. I do care. So if you do message me, tell me what you didn't like or what I can fix. We'll go from there. And if you loved it, let me know. This motivates me to keep doing this with you guys, for you guys, and just hearing about your stories. So hope you have a profitable day, and we'll talk soon.